I'm 26 and I just developed my very first spec home, and today I'm revealing where every dollar went into this build. From lot acquisition to permitting and fees, all categorized line items, and everything in between. I'll even show you exactly where my budget went wrong. So my name is Braden Ross. I'm a realtor, I'm an investor, and as of recently, I'm a new developer, and I'm starting this channel to document my real estate journey and share everything transparently along the way. All the wins, all the losses, and all the draws. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first off, let's take a look at this spreadsheet that I have built out. Now this spreadsheet has got several different tabs on it, which you can see at the bottom, and each tab covers a different aspect of the numbers and the build itself, so I can keep everything straight as we go on, because organization is definitely key. It's very important to make sure you know all your numbers. Let's take a look at this acquisition summary. Little backstory on this lot: it is a vacant infill city lot, so I actually acquired this directly from the seller off market through direct mail. Everybody's market's different, but I find direct mail works very good for me. You'll see a purchase price of $25,000. That was the agreed upon purchase price between me and the seller. Title charges were $1,301. That is a little bit high. It's probably about double what that should be for this, because when we sat down at the closing table, the seller said, I thought I was getting $25,000 out the door. So I just covered his closing expenses. You never know what can happen. Deals can fall apart right at the table. A few $100 more, you would just get the deal done. So that's why that's a little bit high there. Recording and transfer charges were $117.75, and all of these just came straight off the settlement statement for closing. Miscellaneous, there was no wholesaler involved, no other agent, and then obviously I didn't pay myself any commission. It's a pretty straightforward deal. Not very many line items to go into the acquisition. You can see down there at the bottom, the total lot purchase was $26,418.75. All right, now that we have got the lot acquisition out of the way and all the numbers around that covered, let's actually take a look at my budget and where we came in line by line. A few things on this tab to get started. One, down at the very bottom of column F, you can see my overall construction budget for this project was $198,000. Now all these numbers here that you're going to see include labor and material combined. So this is every dollar that went into this build on the left side under the targets and progress tab. Now right there to the right on the construction draws tab and the financing costs, those are separate. They were not applicable to this one. This is a couple things that I have added for the future. So I did just do this one in cash. That's why there is no financing costs, and then there were no partners, so that's why there's no construction draws there. Jumping into this, you can see over here on the left all of our categorized line items. First off, we had permits, fees, and insurance. Now I budgeted $3,000 for permits, fees, and insurance, and we ended up coming in at $4,747.50. Now, we did come in quite a bit over there. That was unexpected, and there's a reason for that. I'll probably cover this some more in the future. So definitely a learning lesson there. Next up, we had surveyor. Now I budgeted $2,500 for surveyor, and we ended up coming in at $1,200. So quite a bit under budget there. That was a nice surprise. One thing I learned on just this line item in particular, definitely make sure you get multiple quotes from multiple different qualified contractors. That can definitely save you quite a bit of money, as long as you're utilizing somebody that's qualified and does good work. Dumpsters and porta potties, so I budgeted $4,000 for this project, and I ended up coming in at $3,480, so pretty good. Site prep, $3,500. Now, as I mentioned, there was not much to go into this lot. It was already cleared, vacant infill city lot. We just dropped one little tree, hauled it away, a little bit of brush, and that was it. $3,500 for site prep, and we came in at $1,600, so very good there. Now, getting into some of the bigger line items, I would be amiss if I did not say I learned just so much on this project, my first project, so I really was almost going in blind, and that's one of the best ways to learn, in my opinion. So, excavating concrete and block. Now this was on a block crawl space. Crawl spaces are very common in my region. We've got a lot of topography and rolling hills, so forth in the southeast. Although it was pretty flat, just ended up doing a crawl space on this one for my first one. So $17,500. We came in at $11,226.53. So very good there. Framing, learned a lot here as well. So $28,000 for labor and material for framing. We ended up coming in at $30,180 $1,418.13. So just a little bit over budget there. That is a number I think I can definitely get down on the same build if I were to do it in the future. We had a bit of rework that we had to do, ended up having to actually fire a framer, rip out stairs 3 times, lots of learning lessons that I'll cover in future. But overall, not too far off of where we wanted to be, but still came in over. Roof, budgeted $6,500 for a roof. It's a pretty simple, straightforward roof, a 30-year architectural shingle. On this one, we did end up going with the black shingles, and we came in at $3,485.12 labor and material and roofing, so that came in pretty good. Windows and doors, $3,000 for exterior windows and doors on this one. Now, I can tell you right now, that was way off. That was just way off. Definitely going to adjust that number in the future. I'm not really sure what I was thinking when I put that in there. $7,978.49. Now, I will say I did opt for a little bit of a nicer door and some black vinyl windows, which did look very good because we ended up doing a white vinyl siding. So I thought the black obviously would pop. It was kind of needed, but even still, that was just way too low of a number in the budget and something that I'm definitely going to correct in the future. Siding and gutters, budgeted $11,000 for siding and gutters. Now, again, as I mentioned, we did a white Dutch lap vinyl siding on the sides and the back, and then we did a board and batten white vinyl siding in the front with the black windows, black doors. So kind of that modern white and black. Did look good. We ended up coming in at $13,216.66. So came in a little bit over budget there again. Not too far off, but nonetheless, it was over. Plumbing, $6,600 for plumbing. Ended up coming in at $5,877.95. Now, one thing here, plumbing and electrical, that is for most of rough-in and labor. I separated out electrical and plumbing fixtures further down, which we will see. Electrical, budgeted $8,100 for electrical. We came in at $9,343.55. Quite a bit over there. I did have some rework and had some things that I ended up adding on, so that probably was on me that it came on over budget, but not too far off. HVAC, we budgeted $74.50 for HVAC, ended up coming in at $86.59.38. So over there again, this was actually due to some of the tariffs and things that came about as we started. So at the time of creating this budget, that was actually the number that I received from my HVAC technician, then came back and said, hey, we're gonna have to actually adjust our budget due to some of the things going on, tariffs-wise and supply-wise. So that number did bump up a little bit there. Something to watch out for in the future. Insulation, now budget of $4,000. This does include attic and crawl space. We did a blown-in insulation in the attic. Ended up coming in at $5,427.85. So a little bit over there. I think we can get that number down in the future as well. Sheetrock, budget $11,250 for sheetrock. That is hung, sanded, and finished. Ended up coming in at $7,599.57. Made up some of those overages, which is good. Interior paint, budgeted $6,200 for interior paint, and we came in at $4,482.44. Tile, we budgeted $8,700 for tile. Now, originally I was planning on doing tile floors and tile showers in both the bathrooms. However, I ended up just doing LVP through the entire home. This number is just for shower walls. We ended up coming in at $4,416.96 for labor and material around the tile. Flooring, budgeted $7,000 for that. Ended up coming in at $4,186.64. I found a pretty good deal on flooring, and my finisher pretty much handled everything post sheetrock. One crew obviously cut down some costs, and they do good work. Doors and trim, budgeted $5,000 for interior doors and trim. We ended up coming in at $6,763.63. Cabinets, $6,500 for cabinets. We came in at $5,639.21 on cabinets. Countertops, $4,300 for countertops. Now, this countertop number is just for the kitchen. We ended up doing a white quartz in the kitchen, so $4,300 for kitchen countertops. Came in at $3,590, so pretty good. Electrical fixtures and plumbing fixtures. Now, as I mentioned, these two are just for materials. So electrical fixtures, $1,500. I budgeted for that. We ended up coming in at $557.44. Plumbing fixtures, $1,500 for plumbing fixtures. Came in at $1,331.40 on plumbing fixtures. So under on both of those, which is good. Appliances, budgeted $6,500 for appliances. Now we are doing all electrical appliances in this one. I ended up not actually including a refrigerator here. So this came in at $1,440.44. And that is for my electric range and my dishwasher and range hood, all included there. Taps and temp utilities. Now there was a house on this property at one time, but it was demolished several years ago for whatever reason. Although I did not have to do the scrape, there were already utilities on site at the street, and I actually got lucky because when my plumber went to dig the laterals, the taps were right there. So saved a lot of money on that. It was very important. One thing that I learned is to call your utility companies prior to acquiring that property, because utilities can be very expensive to run to that property. That is one of the big things that at least I learned, and I've learned from other people to check into, is to make sure the availability of utilities, and if not, how much exactly it's going to cost to get them to that property, so you can budget that in if you need to. So $5,000 for taps and temp utilities, and we came in at $1,722 there. Very good. Driveway and walks, budgeted $9,700 for driveway and walk. Now the driveway, we just did a pretty standard 2-car driveway up to the road, and then we had a sidewalk come off of that over to the side entry of the house. So $9,700 in the budget, and we came in at $6,471.21. Decks, we budgeted $5,200 for decks. We ended up coming in at $5,051.52. So just shy of our budget, really right at it. Landscaping and waterproofing. For landscaping, we just did a basic seed and straw on this one, which I'll probably look into some alternatives in the future. I do like the look, obviously, of a sod. I've heard hydro seed is pretty good. Let me know what you guys know about that below. I'd be curious to know, obviously, as I'm just learning. So $6,500 for landscaping, waterproofing, and then the block foundation was all waterproofed prior to backfill. So $6,500 there. We came in at $4,142.28. Cleaning and staging. On this one, I ended up not actually staging. All we did was a clean here, and I got a pretty good deal as far as cleaning from my finishers. They did everything post sheetrock pretty much finish-wise, so they threw in cleaning as well for a very good amount. So cleaning on this home was $250. Marketing, the big thing here too, me being a realtor as well, one thing I would say is online sales homes nowadays. It's very, very important to get very good pictures, and I'm not talking iPhone pictures. I always hire professional photographers that come through and do a very good job. I find that helps all of my listings tremendously, as most people shop online nowadays. So marketing wise for the budget here, we just did professional photography, budgeted $500 for that, and we ended up coming in at $231.75 for those photographers. And now sometimes you can do marketing videos and so forth. I'm not into those really. I just like clean, very nice pictures that are done right. That makes a huge difference. And it shows the property in the best light no matter what situation it's in. So $500 there, we came in under. Miscellaneous, now I added this in just as a little bit of catch-all. Some things obviously don't fit into these specific categories. You're gonna have little miscellaneous things here and there that you need to get. I budgeted $4,750 for that. It came in at $5,065.36, not too bad. Now, for a grand total, as we mentioned, we had a construction budget of $198,000. With all that being said, we came in at $173,053.01, all in for construction, include labor and material. This was everything, every dollar that went into this, aside from lot acquisition. You can see all my numbers there. And one additional thing that I have hidden here is a little delta column. So this delta column I built out to take my target versus my actual, and in real time show me whether I'm under or over budget, and it's color coded as well. So all the green, you can see I was under budget by how much. All the red, you can see I was over budget by how much. And then down there at the very bottom, you can see my target budget again, my actual cost. And then right there in the green, we came in $24,946.99 below my target budget. So very, very good. As I mentioned, this is my first build. Your first build, I think you're gonna get charged a little bit more by contractors, a little bit more on materials. I'm very happy to see that I came so far under it. Okay, so now that you have seen our all-in number and our budget, our lot acquisition, and everything under the hood, you may be wondering kind of what we built for that number. So let's take a look here. Now this is the home itself. So this obviously is an infill home. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, just shy of 1,300 square feet. No garage there. How we came up with this floor plan and what we were going to position on this lot is based based on comps. If you can see actually in the picture right here, you can see this white home. That was a very similar home that was just built by somebody else a few months ago and sold. Based on the comps surrounding this, that's how I determined what I was going to put here. That being said, this is a narrow 2-story home. You can see we went with the white Dutch lap siding, vinyl siding with black soffit and white gutters. Give it a nice modern look, also to match what already has been built in the area. Black windows, black doors, black accents, black foundation there. Give it a nice pop to it. You can see the front there. Now you got two-tone decking here. We've got a beige color for the deck flooring and then white railing. You can see that black soffit underneath. Black doors, black windows, which costs us an arm and a leg. And then you get in here and you can see we kind of carried that same tone throughout the interior of the home. We do white walls and ceilings to give it a more spacious feel. White cabinets, obviously a lot of white in this home to expand the space and also give it a little bit more of a modern feel to match what already is in the area that has been built. So if we jump through, you can see living area and kitchen area there. We did shiplap the island and did a white quartz, nice windows, lots of natural light that you'll see throughout. Black range hood, all black fixtures. So we did do an electric range, all stainless appliances, no refrigerator on this one. If I end up keeping it as a rental, I will throw in a stainless refrigerator to match for the tenants. You see that side door actually goes out to the side porch. So it's just a side exit there for the back door, if you will. And as you can tell, these pictures are a major difference from iPhone pictures. It's just a lot better to hire a professional to do these things because they'll make the home stand out in ways you probably could not unless you also are a professional photographer. Nice pantry there. You see this full bathroom. So on this floor plan, we have got a full bathroom downstairs in addition to a bedroom. And then upstairs, we've got an additional full bathroom and 2 additional bedrooms up there. So 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1 bedroom, and 1 bathroom down. You can see black vanity here, nice tile shower, walk-in shower there, modern mirrors. This is the downstairs bedroom. So as I mentioned, no back door. It's just that side door there with the bedroom in the back of the home. You can see the stairway up here. Now we did do oak treads on these stairs that are stained to match the flooring, the black handrail. Now upstairs, we do have 12-foot ceilings through the whole upstairs. A little bit of a funny story there that we learned in framing. Nonetheless, it adds to the home at this point. Lots of natural lighting, tall ceiling, spacious closets. So this is that back bedroom upstairs, full bathroom upstairs, very similar to the down. We did do a tub up here as well. So you've got a walk-in shower and a tub. And then you have got this same vanity just in white. White wavy tile there, black accents. This is the front bedroom. So 3rd bedroom upstairs, 12-foot ceilings there as well. Nice spacious closets. And then you've got the laundry in the hallway on this one. So obviously tighter floor plan, but it fits with what is around. There again was that side entry off the kitchen. You have got the backyard, which actually for my area, East Tennessee, very rare to find anything flat around here. So obviously this is a smaller lot. That's just what we have to work with now. There's not many lots available left in the city. And this one was a pretty good one in the fact that it is flat and there is a backyard. Now we do have an alleyway, as you could see right here, that runs adjacent to this property, which we had to work with, but not too bad. Could be a feature. Just nice big tree. We almost opted to cut down this tree, but I ended up deciding that it looked pretty good, gave a little bit of character to the backyard. So we ended up just trimming it and leaving it there. So that is what was built for our budget and our all-in number of just shy of $200,000 on this build. All right, so quick recap. You just saw every dollar that went into my first spec build at 26, including lot acquisition, my budget, exactly where I was under, exactly where I was over, and everything in between, including the finished product. Now, I'm just about to list this home for sale on the MLS. Do me a favor and let me know below exactly where you think this home will be listed at. I'll be posting videos in the future so we can keep tabs on this and see how it plays out in real time. And if you want a copy of the full breakdown of this build, line item by line item, I've included a free PDF in the description below. I'm Braden Ross, and I'll see you next time.